Prepare to qualify.
You'll laugh. You'll cry. You'll certainly wonder why you watched a semi-useless show.
Welcome, all you schmoes, to another edition of a semi-useless show. Today we're going to be talking about Baby Hitler, which is
Baby Hitler
a topic that we haven't hit up yet.
coming over your Hitler haircut there. You got?
Yeah. Gotta do that.
I didn't know this was a semi-useless show.
Nice. Like I said, I'm your host, Jim. Right over here we have Bill.
AKA Adolf my arm.
Nice. Shit. And I dare to say co-host with that raggedy ass. Did you just get out of work or?
This is a old shitty shirt. That's because I just I don't know. I've given up on life, basically.
Given up on life.
Yep.
What? Oh, drinking wine straight from the bottle. Oh man, that is pathetic. Let me tell you one thing: you are one pathetic co-host at the moment.
Totally
so
giving up on life. Yeah. I'm just gonna wear. I'm wearing my shirty shit today.
Yeah.
I may already be inebriated as well, but
what makes you? I mean, every day is kind of days of depression for you. What put you over the edge? What's making you,
I don't know. It's just I'm sick of
you got a purple wine hint in your teeth and everything. It's bad.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty bad.
You're like Frank from Always Sunny or something.
It's not as bad as what has brought me to my low, to the bottom of the fish tank, to be a bottom feeder and realize that there's just a lot of shit that goes on, and it's fucked up. People have been talking about it all year, making a big deal about it. It's heritage, it's pride, it's fucking bullshit.
Dude, okay, who cares? The rebel flag, we're in Florida. Yeah.
People are not focusing on bigger issues because of it. I've had it. I want to stop it. No more waving it around in my neighborhood.
Yeah, the flag, blah blah. Why are you getting people to try?
The rebel flag? Is that what you're talking about?
You're saying waving around in your neighborhood. What the fuck are you
talking about? The rebel flag?
Yes.
No, I'm talking about clip-on man buns.
What?
That's like the worst thing in the world. Who would ever buy a clip-on man bun off of Groupon?
Hang on, bro.
It's like $9. It's like the worst thing in the world.
Talking about right here?
Yes, the clip-on man bun. I don't want to see anybody waving that shit around in my neighborhood ever again.
The clip-on man bun. How is that even a thing?
First of all, man bun's a thing. But then, like, right. I got my hair long. Right. Now, you have to have your hair grow out pretty long to be able to put it in a man bun in the first place. But right. I think what we're seeing here is somebody with semi-long hair, and then it's just like, my hair's not long enough, and what I want to know is how, and this is why I'm giving up. This is why I'm giving up on life, first of all. This is to answer your question. It's not the rebel flag. I don't give a shit about that. What I give a shit about is clip-on man buns. These kind of things have to stop immediately. We don't need. There's so many infractions in life as it is. Like just the man. Let's just say the man bun in general. Just stop it with that. But now you can get a clip-on version. I can handle a clip-on tie, but not a clip-on. Trying to be some other guy.
Right.
Look, it comes in brunette and blonde.
Yeah, they don't really give you enough options, first of all. Second of all,
Where's the black man bun?
The value 65.34. No way there's a value of 65 80, but today 85% discount.
It's a value pack.
Yeah,
Man,
it's $9.99.
And look at all the other pictures. You know, they got the other pictures in there. They got the guy. First of all, the facial hair is ridiculous. It comes down like this, and then you got a little, you know, I mean, I'm not going to talk about facial hair. I know my facial hair is ridiculous. Like I grow it out and then it's gray and it's you know, but it's a regular beard. The man bun's not enough. They also have to have, it's just like boom, goodbye, all other facial hair. It's Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt
is what it is. Yeah, one of them's got Joe Dirt facial hair and then the clip on.
Right.
I shouldn't be the one drinking. It's the models that model the man bun that should be drinking their life away.
How about how he's over so slightly, like looking over his shoulder on this image here?
Like, ladies, you know, I know you know, and I know that you know that you know that I know that it's a clip-on man bun. Exactly.
This hair right here looks like
Justin Bieber's pubic hair.
Well, it looks like Donald Trump's hair thing, like a mini version of it. Or something.
It does too. That's actually funnier because what I thought it would insinuate that I've seen Justin Bieber's pubic hair.
Yes, and we know you have.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's. I mean, it says buy, like buy now, the clip-on man bun.
Over 1,000 bought.
Groupon says that it's 85% off. Over 1,000 as a gag gift. It's got to be.
Right.
It's just unbelievable. You know, maybe, all right, now if you're shooting a martial arts movie.
And then the guy knows he can't grow it, so the wife buys it for him. Like, really? I don't know.
It could. I don't think the wife. I think if you're doing a martial arts movie and you're trying to be a samurai, then buy the man bun off Groupon.
Right, a prop, like a Hollywood prop or something. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
You want to be a Hollywood douchebag? That's okay.
Right.
That's accepted. You're acting.
Beard going. People don't know. Me and you have a clip-on beard going.
I know. I just clipped it on today.
Yeah.
I added the gray a little bit.
Yeah.
This is a clip-on bottle of wine.
Nice.
Well, that whole skit was written.
I don't even know what you mean.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have that picture ready to go.
The only thing real about that whole first part is the wine is actually real and I am actually drinking.
And that you've given up on life.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily inebriated right now, but I have given up on life.
Right. That's very true. And it's sad because I know there's only one drop left in there and you just had to go for it.
Sometimes you got to funnel your way into giving up on life all the way to the last drop.
Right. Exactly.
Why whine about it when you can whine about it? Actually, come to think of it, I probably could have.
Sorry, a little late on that. I was a little.
I guess so. Another thing to give up on life about. Can't get the sound drops.
It's done. It's done.
I could have actually picked more manly of an alcohol to discredit man buns and clip-on man buns. I probably could have drank whiskey and been like those goddamn man buns. Instead, I picked wine. But yeah, whatever. It's needed to be fitted.
Well, let's bring you back into real life here. We got a breaking news alert.
Yeah.
Not really breaking news because it was talked about yesterday, but Donald Trump says that he would go back and kill baby Hitler if he had a chance.
Really?
So there's that.
I think he's been watching too much Back to the Future.
I know. I
think Future
enough.
Back to the Fuhrer.
Yeah. Nice. I still don't have any good sounds for us, so.
I wouldn't expect you to.
I know.
It's not like this is a show or anything.
So if you had the chance right now to go back and kill baby Hitler, would you do it?
Oh, God. I want to say yes right away. I'm going to just go with yes for the sake of not being offensive to people. But I do feel that somebody else may have not taken his place, maybe not so much in the mass amount of people that died, but I still think that there would have been a really bad person, maybe not as bad as him, but I still think that somebody may have taken the upper hand there. I think Hitler may have also, because of his ego and the way that he was and cold and calculated, and he obviously, the thing is he obviously did take the upper hand in a lot of situations. He was just a brutal bastard. So I think he may have even killed off others that may have had the same idea. Like, I mean, think about it. He went in with his regime, took out other regimes with leaders that possibly had the same world domination within their mind. So he may have taken out actually more shitty people on a massive scale. Like, obviously, I'm not talking about Jewish people. I'm talking or German Jews. I'm talking about shitty people like, well, they're not shitty people. This is turning bad.
Okay, yeah.
What I'm trying to say is there could have been 10 other people trying to dominate the world that already have massive regimes that were ready to do it. Like, if Hitler was alive today, he may have went and taken out Kim Jong. I don't know I don't think that he would have recruited him. And I don't think that Kim Jong would have wanted to coincide with him, like, let's team up together. So I think Hitler would have been like, if you can't join me, I'm going to beat you, Right. So today, think of all the bad people today. If Hitler was around today with the same type of thought and the same power, just obviously on a larger scale, he probably would have taken out 10 of our worst evil bastards that we have today. And it would have just been him. In a way, it was kind of easy. He took out all the shitheads, and then we took him out. So,
I don't know. I think, okay, you do like the T-bar of pros and cons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of what Hitler did.
Right.
There's a lot of bad things, obviously.
But I think I came up with one good thing. I'm not trying to say he's a good person at all.
Right. I'm saying I'm not talking about in the future, the past, whatever. I'm talking about that Hitler at that time. The cons, we all know the cons. Right? But the pros are a lot of great inventions came from the Germans during that war.
Mm-hmm.
All the rocket technology that put us into space all came from the Germans.
Were they funded by Hitler or green-lit by Hitler?
Yes, definitely. And we basically stole their top guy. Something Braun was taken by the U.S. to the U.S., and he built up our space program basically with the rockets he created during World War II to launch and kill tons of the English.
What was his name again?
Something Braun.
I think it was Leave a Braun in the can.
Yeah. So yeah, that and also like massive highways and stuff like that were all created basically by the Germans at that point to have mass transit for
the
their
Autobahn.
Equipment. Yeah.
Autobahn.
And every other country followed suit.
Mm-hmm.
Massive speedy tanks and a lot of stuff like that. Even though
were they actually called speedy tanks, or
no, they were called like
they actually had like Speedy Gonzales on them going through
the German
occupied France. Andale.
It was like the Hellcat and
well, that's way cooler than speedy tanks
or whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if those are as great as a rocket program. So, but who knows? Maybe the internet wouldn't have been created, or maybe then you go to the Back to the Future type stuff, where what happened because of that? All the things that happened because of that. Those are the hard things you gotta try and figure out. I think Mike is joining us, but I'm not 100% sure. He kind of almost came on as Lindsay for a second there.
I know. I saw that. I was like, Lindsay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I noticed that the name on there didn't have Michael's last name.
Right. I don't think she did the official name changing stuff, but she probably didn't get into the mail, like Gmail and all that. I wonder how hard it is to go in there and change your like Gmail name.
Obviously, it's harder to do than a marriage certificate.
Yeah, much harder.
And on that note, it took Nicole forever to like switch over. I mean, she even wanted to do the Ward, Stilson, that type of thing. I was like, no, if you're gonna force me to get married against my will, you can force me to get married against my will, then you gotta have my last name at least. That's my.
Right. Did you get like a little ghetto on her, and she's like,
oh.
Like you get mail that says Stilson, and you're like, Stilson? You ever do that to her?
I got some things in the mail, like credit cards and stuff like that, but they're just sending old stuff. You know what I mean?
But did you ever say those words to her, like in an ebonics tone?
I'm not even sure if she did switch anything over, to be honest with you. She might still...
You don't even know if you're really married.
We might not be.
Yeah. I'm still not sure. I don't even know.
You're not still sure you're married or I'm married?
No, that you're married.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if I'm not sure, then you're not sure.
Right.
Right.
So
it's not technically adultery.
Yeah. What?
That was a horrible joke. I'm getting a bunch of messages here.
Yeah, Michael,
live on the air.
Michael just texted me and said no one is in here.
Uh-oh. Wrong link.
I see you.
I see you, baby.
Trying to come on.
Well, I guess the store was trying to call me, trying to see if probably with Sam or somebody trying to call me, see what's up.
Right.
I don't know what that was all about, but obviously I can't pick it up. Sorry if it's an emergency. Not that they can hear me.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, I see Michael trying to get on right now, but for some reason he can't see us or something.
He's doing the Blue Man Group right now.
Right.
Just don't do the man bun clip on.
Yes. Which would look weird if Mike did that.
It would look pretty weird.
That would be like, actually, those samurai guys do that a lot, though. They're bald, but
they do the shave, and then they keep their bun and then trim around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got more breaking news, actually.
What's that? Oh, hang on.
A woman in Africa was beheaded last week because she was accused of sorcery. When authorities were questioned about what happened, they said she was a good speller.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. That's crazy.
She was a good speller.
You're funny. Where did I hear that? You stole it from somewhere.
Yeah, from last week. I told you it last week when the show was off the air. Yeah, that's where you heard it. And you actually laughed last time because you heard it.
I'm going to cut that out so you can hang on. Let me go back.
Put a laugh track in there too. Oh, that was a double one.
All right. So now we're back. What was that? What happened? Breaking news. Hang on.
She was a good speller.
Who? You got to tell the whole story.
No, I just got to say she was a good speller, and then you laugh, and then we just cut that part in where you're laughing. Here, try it again. Do it again. Breaking news. You ready? All right.
Hang on, I got to go back and erase it. Okay.
All right. Old Yeller. I knew that was going to get you to laugh.
Nice.
Woo! Okay. Old Yeller. Let's see. Let's check our messages live on the air.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Ba 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 ba. Breaking news. My messaging doesn't work.
Right. I'm trying to invite Michael again.
I feel like I'm being rude to the audience, but I don't care. Fuck you guys.
Right.
I love how you said right, like you didn't even pay attention to what I said.
Yeah.
No, seriously though, we do love you guys, and we want you to join us every 7:30 every Tuesday live for a semi-useless show. We really do actually care about you.
Right.
Your moms and dads may never have, but we do. We feel like that we are moms and dads.
Because they're probably the ones watching. So let me give a list. There's Little Tim, Little Tone, Big Tone, Dark Tone shout out. France. It's yes.
Pants.
Jerry, Steve, Michelle, and Zero. Zero is always watching.
Yeah, Zero's our number one. Also, Jared from Subway watches all the time. So, just in case you guys weren't comfortable, I made you less comfortable with that statement. So Thank you for watching and hanging in there. And we appreciate you watching all our old shows too, because we don't. So somebody's got to.
Yeah. Now, when you click to come into the show, do you click on the email that I write show on?
I click on. I think I'm gonna have to mute this. Mutation. I click. Go to Gmail, and after you say invite sent, I go to Gmail. I click on that. This is a tutorial for anybody who does.
And does it say like show or anything?
It just has a link, and I click on it. You said invite sent on there, and then I just click on the link. It says it does say show. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Michael keeps. I resent like a different one, and I don't know. Michael says he can't get in from it.
Have you seen? Speaking of shows, have you seen the new Aziz Ansari show?
No.
That's kind of a tongue twister. Aziz Ansari. It's on Netflix, and it's Master of None, I think.
Yeah, I know. I almost watched it last night, actually.
It's pretty funny. There's a part where
I thought it was going to be a stand-up, but then I saw like season 1. I was like, oh.
Yeah. And I gave it a chance because I actually like those kind of shows now. There's enough comedy in it that it's pretty cool, but it's well written to where there's a good storyline, and it's not just trying to do jokes the whole time.
Right.
Like Workaholics and Always Sunny.
What's up, man? I don't know why it just let me back in, but
I don't know. It's weird.
I bet it was just sitting idle for probably 20 minutes. Well, wow. 10 minutes.
Yeah, it just said Michael on our side for like 10, 15 minutes, just not changing. Then all of a sudden it went black, and then you came up. So
I'm going to step out for just a second.
What's that?
Going to step out for just a second. I got to make a phone call real quick.
Okay. I'm going to ask...
you have an outro for me? No, I'm just kidding.
So...
I'm still here.
You heard the question they've been asking the politicians lately about
I don't believe so.
About would they kill baby Hitler if they had a chance? Mostly the Republicans.
Okay. What's been the normal response?
I believe Jeb and Donald Trump both said yes. That's all I know. So I don't know what would you do if you could go back in time?
What would I do?
Would you kill baby Hitler? It's the hardest question to answer because if you say no, you sound like a jackass, but if you say no, you're actually a logical thinker.
Right. Well, what do you mean if you say no, you're a logical thinker? Like, you're talking about from a political standpoint, right?
No, I'm talking about from just a human standpoint. Like, I know it's terrible that he would die, but everything right now would change. You know, you probably wouldn't even be born then. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't think. I think if you look at it that way, that's actually kind of selfish. Um,
Yeah, that's true. But not just that, the space program and everything wouldn't have been created. Forms of mass transit.
I mean, that stuff all would have happened. It would have just happened slower. There would have been another war. Wars were necessary at that point. You know, would it have happened exactly like that? No, I'm sure it wouldn't have. But it would have been. You know, we probably, you know, everything would be whatever, however much longer it took to get to that next boiling point. Like the world, globally, there was some boiling points happening. So like it was going to get there with or without Hitler.
Right. Yeah, just too much shit from the first war needed to be dealt with.
Right. The treaty and stuff like that really overpunished Germany. And that's why Hitler was able to do, like, if we didn't do that, Hitler just, somebody had an easy rise to power by rallying against the rest of the world. You know, we set it up pretty easy for them. Myself, I actually probably would kill him, but as a politician, my answer would be I would, if I knew who Hitler was, instead of killing him, I would try to stop it from happening.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, that would be my response.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think how you would do that. See, the weirdest, it's so weird to do like back in time type things because you get into so many paradoxes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so much stuff could happen. You could just say, you know, I would, you know, kidnap Hitler and put him in a different household, or, you know, encourage his parents to put him into.
What's the name that created the rocket technology in Germany? Something Braun, right?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I'm not sure.
The U.S. basically captured him, took him, and used his rocket technology. Either way, when he was a little kid, I mean, he did get funded because of the war, but he always had aspirations for the war to create something that could go to space anyway. So.
Right. Whether or not he would have had the means without the war, you know, is kind of unknown. But, you know, if you're going to say that, like, that one's kind of easy. What would you kill Albert Einstein? He invented the nuclear bomb.
Right, exactly. I know.
How do you weigh that one out?
Right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, he didn't completely invent it. There was other people, and it would have got invented anyway because of cold fusion and stuff like that. But still, he is the mainstay for the main person who invented that.
With how much secrecy there was around that, how did the other countries like Russia and stuff figure out so fast how to create that also?
I mean, it took a long time.
Did it? Yeah, like 20 years probably.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years with the way technology was a long, that was a long time.
Yeah.
And who knows if they got their hands on something or were able to reverse engineer it.
Right, exactly.
Did you tell Michael about my theory how Hitler may have taken out other evil people that we would have had to deal with?
Right.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, it totally makes sense to me because if there was anybody that had a large regime or somebody that thought a certain way, he was on it. And he's thinking, all right, this is my competition. Let's take him out.
Right.
And not necessarily in a civil manner. I mean,
Yeah.
They may have had a regime but didn't want to strike or didn't have the balls to. Hitler had a lot of balls even though he had one, supposedly.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Allegedly. I don't want to offend Hitler fans or anything.
And I don't know how it all panned out, but Stalin killed as many or more people than Hitler did. And my guess is if it wasn't for Hitler, because wasn't Hitler at some point fighting Stalin?
I thought Stalin was World War I, but I don't know if he left.
Was it
World War II?
I thought so. It was Lenin then,
Yes.
that was in power when Hitler decided to attack on the two fronts that essentially ended World War II?
I
Okay.
believe so, yeah.
Okay, so there goes that. I was going to say, because, if if Stalin got in charge, he was way worse than Hitler.
Right. I mean, and there was a lot of bad, Mussolini was pretty
Right.
bad too, so
Yeah.
I mean that's who Hitler kind of looked up to, was Mussolini.
Right.
So anyways, yeah, it's a tough thing to decide, but most likely most people would, I don't know if they'd kill him, but they'd definitely try and do what Mike said and at least divert what happened
Yeah.
the way you possibly could. And if it ended up being that you had to kill him, then you would have. So,
Did you guys know that Nintendo was originally a playing card company?
I did not.
I had heard that at some point. What? But they just made regular like playing cards, like poker.
Yeah, they were just. That was just like playing cards. Like like poker. It would have to be if it was playing cards, right?
Right. Yeah.
Unless
And
it was
like gaming cards, like Pokemon or something, maybe.
maybe it was like that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because they're still playing cards, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not actual Pokemon. Obviously, they weren't around, but
Right.
something Pokemon-esque.
See, and the weirdest part is Pokemon was originally a video game.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
But it didn't have like Dash or anything, but there was a game on Game Boy called Pokemon before it came the playing cards.
Oh, I do remember there being a Pokemon game on Game Boy. I didn't realize that was before.
Yeah, that was before the show or anything. It was the first thing ever was a game. Because actually Sam told me about that, and Jesse, because when I was talking about like doing a best video games of all time, and Sam's like, oh, Pokemon, or most successful or something, and he's like, Pokemon would have to be up there. I was like, no, I said things that have to be games first, and they're like, no, that was a game first. I'm like, what? That's pretty crazy.
Well, Nintendo sold vacuum cleaners too, so
I had heard that.
yeah, they originally sucked really bad.
Oh my gosh. Oh, God.
Also, they were in the taxi service, hotel services. So I don't know. I mean,
in Asia, right? Not in the U.S.
I'm sure it was Asia.
Right.
If you think about it, what the hell? I mean, we think Nintendo, so we think the Nintendo Entertainment System, and Nintendo was born. It's not. Their name was wrapped around, like, I'm trying to think of what Nintendo could have possibly meant. Like, we think of it as games.
Say that.
Like, Nintendo, like, does it have something to do with hotels? Does it have something to do with taxis? Like, if we broke it apart in their language, what does it really mean?
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Could be a completely made-up name. We would think console, video game, but maybe they actually piece some things together, and it's supposed to be, like, maybe it means success, because their business model, I mean, if you're in the hotel and transport business, aside from the vacuum cleaner thing, playing cards is kind of cool. Goes with the hotel thing,
It means leave luck to heaven. But there is no
Are you sure about
historical
that?
records to validate this assumption.
Leave
Like-
luck to heaven.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a little-known fact, but it was a little-known fact to me. A lot of Asians are actually religious.
Or it could mean to leave one's fortune in the hands of fate.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, that one seems. Yeah, that one does make a little more sense. Billy, what did you say about Asians in religion?
Asians, secret Asians,
Secret agent, man.
secret Asian man, secret Asian man. Now I forgot what I was saying.
Something about Asians. You didn't know Asian something, or
Just thinking about a cartoon that I want to create now.
Asian religions.
Yeah, like I heard that there's a pretty good percentage of Asians that are actually like Christian.
Yeah.
I need
There's
to
a
put some
lot-
WD-40 on my chair.
I mean, there's a lot of different religions in Asia, especially if you count in Russia.
I know. That's the weirdest thing to me, that Russia is broken. I mean,
Obviously,
almost
Indian
Russia
people are
is
religious.
Right.
the Asian side. Not many.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty desolate. But I mean, you have the Christians there, the Buddhists in India, Hindus in the Middle East.
Yeah, India.
Wait, what is? Oh, I'm sorry. You have the Islamic religion in the Middle East. You have and then you have all the Asian religions, Buddhism, Taoism.
But I think what Billy's saying is a
lot of Christians, yeah.
A lot of the Taoists and Taoism places have changed to being predominantly Christian, actually.
Well, and depending on which, I think one or both of those, as well as kind of Hinduism and Buddhism, weren't so much a religion as just a general philosophy. I mean, I know people argue that religion is philosophy, but it wasn't. I don't know how much of it was heaven. Whichever one of those two had, what is it called? The Enlightenment and stuff like that. That's kind of a version of heaven. But a lot of that was more just a way you should live your life, which, if you ask me, is what I think a lot of Christianity was supposed to be. Yes. And it got changed over the years.
Yeah.
But
well, I think the difference between philosophy and religion is whether it's practiced or not. If you religiously practice it. Mm-hmm. How people say I'm a non-practicing Jew or something like that. If they say that, I'm not sure, but right. I'm Jewish, but I don't practice it. They don't go to what they do, and that's all I have to say because I don't know what they do. If I took a guess, it would be offensive. They're Jewish things. I have no idea what they do.
Yeah. Put their a hole in a sheet when they're having sex.
Or the mosque, right? Is the Jews the mosque?
The temple, yeah.
The temple. See, I kind of got that right.
Yeah.
But a good example is Buddhism, because when I read about Buddhism, it made more sense to me, the way that their philosophy is, and I don't see it as a religion. I think of it as a philosophy too. Right. When I read up on it, I said everything makes sense except for and I'm not trying to be offensive here, but the whole praying or looking up to the symbolism. The symbolism of it. If you took that out of it, they're basically be nice to people.
Right.
Kind of. You know what I mean? So if you took the symbolism out of it.
Almost every religion is actually.
Yeah. Right.
And even Christianity at some point was meant to be that.
Right. And even if you did a Venn diagram of all the different religions, they would very much overlap, and then the spots that didn't overlap, if you just did a Venn diagram of the philosophies of those religions, the basis behind them, they would really overlap, and the main things that would segment them is the stuff that actually makes them a religion. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
That was their twist to make people religiously practice what they do.
Oh.
And if you take it all out, that's basically, it all kind of revert back to me. It'll kind of all, aside from the biblical stories and everything like that, you have a whole book with a bunch of stories in them, and they're cool as hell. But take the religious part out of it and the practicing part of it, and I would probably be more inclined to read a little bit more into the Bible, because I don't think that I'm going to be converted by doing it. But the whole fact that that's basically what it's there for, I don't really want to get into it. You know what I mean?
Speaking of twist.
Good fictional book.
I want to make a board game called Chubby Checkers.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Chubby Checkers.
Chubby Checkers is when you take a picture of people waiting in line at Checkers in Daytona.
Yeah. But no, I'm going to have a whole board game line. One of them's going to be Chubby Checkers, and the other one's going to be Do the Twister.
Okay.
And
Insta-sued for Twister. Maybe not Checkers so much, but Do the Twister, you'll get sued.
No.
Yeah.
It's not even going to be like Twister, though. It's going to be something completely different then.
Oh, okay.
I think he's referring to the song, though, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, is that Nintendo salesman at the door?
Yeah. Nintendo vacuum salesman.
Right here, vacuum cleaner. Well, what about chubby Chinese checkers? You have to change that too, because for copyright. I mean, you can't just do checkers. You probably could get sued for checkers. So do chubby Chinese checkers, where it's instead of the little round pieces, they're little sumo wrestlers.
That could work.
Yeah, it's not funny because I'm being serious.
Right. I know. It actually sounds legit. I think
Yeah.
we're getting somewhere with this.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting way too useful.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Fuck
Right.
that.
Trying
to spy on what were wedding gifts in the background, possibly. Let's take a guess.
No, that was one.
We're talking about.
In the back here, I'm looking at a Keurig, and I'm looking at some of the stuff. I'm trying to see the back of your counter. I'm trying to figure out what was a wedding gift.
Was a wedding gift.
The only thing that I know for sure was a wedding gift. Well, that blender was what's not a wedding, but what's the bridal shower.
Bridal shower gift. Yeah. Looks like a badass blender too.
It is.
Nice.
And Billy pointed out. I don't know if did you accidentally try and get on through Lindsay's name or something?
Yes. I'm on her laptop.
Which I don't know how hard it is or isn't to change your actual Google name, because it came up as Lindsay Brown still.
Still? Like right now?
Yeah, like how do you
right now
change your
I saw when you looked
how do you
over.
even change your Google name? You know what I mean?
Well, when I signed in, it asked me. It said signing in as Lindsay Brown. I said, and then underneath it said sign as a different person. I had to type my email address and.
Right. But I mean, how does she change her last name from Brown to? In Google, is that even? How do you even do that?
Google just doesn't acknowledge marriage, I guess, because there's actually.
I mean,
there's probably a settings or something.
Right. There has to be a profile someplace.
Yeah.
It's got to be as easy as going to the profile, but they should, as like a kitschy thing, Google should have a got married option app, like where it's just like an easy change, Kapuya.
Yes.
Something like that, just click and
or
then it's done easily.
I mean, it's freaking Google. They should just know that that it happened.
It is scarily enough they should. Unfortunately, no, because Google should not know those things, but you figured that they would.
Yeah, definitely. Uh-oh. He's signing into
Sending
AOL.
a fax.
He's signing into AOL.
Sounds like you're signing into Johnny 5.
Yeah.
So I was watching the Aziz Ansari show.
Yes.
And you remember Johnny 5? The movie Johnny 5? What's supposed to be an Indian guy, and I guess because Aziz's show, they show him as him being portrayed as an Indian guy, so I'm sure they check their facts on that before they put it on the show. He's supposed to be Indian, and he's totally white. The actor's completely white. I really thought he was an Indian in real life. Like, they didn't even try to. They gave him the facial hair, and they had an accent. That tasted.
He looked Indian.
That's the thing, is his skin was lighter, so I was like, all right, well, he's a lighter-skinned Indian man. Like, they didn't try to make him look darker or anything like that, right? So I was convinced that he was. I was convinced that he was just like a nerdy Indian dude. Like, he had.
Dark, though.
No, he's still kind of white, I think, for an Indian guy, as bad as that sounds. I don't know the actor's name.
Oh, not Aziz. I was gonna say because Aziz is average or dark for him.
Yeah, he's definitely. But
no, we're talking about the guy from Johnny 5.
To kind of bring you into what I was watching, Aziz has the show Master of None, and they were kind of doing a thing about offensive Indian people in movies, like history of stuff like that. So they, like in the beginning of this show, they'll show like Dalzim from Street Fighter and stuff like that, like the whole surrounding thing around it, because it's obviously building up to like a comical thing. Right. So, but he points out throughout the show the not really racist stuff or anything like that, because it doesn't seem like he's offended or anything like that. But basically, what they're doing is they're showing up the stereotypes. And in the show, he was trying out for a part, but it was for an Indian guy, and he did the whole part, and they're like, that was really good, but because he was Aziz, speaking regular is just English, speaking
Right.
regular English, not trying to do a broken Indian accent. So they're like, can you do it again in an Indian accent? So the whole show was basically, he's like, I'm not going to do that. I don't talk like that. They're like, well, that's the part calls for an Indian broken English, So anyways,
Right.
the point is they were pointing out that the guy from Johnny Five that's supposed to be Indian was completely American dude. And it tricked me. I mean, yeah, I was a kid when I watched that movie, but I really thought like I'd see him in other movies as that guy. Like that was him playing a part in a movie as an Indian or whatever. So I thought I'd see that guy playing that character in other movies. I think I've even seen him in other movies playing that character. I want to find out who it is.
Look at it right here. That dude's pretty dark.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at the picture, it's a really bad job of trying to make a white dude look like an Indian now that I'm really looking at it.
I don't know. He looks like an Indian to me.
How's Johnny Five spelled?
Johnnny, but it's Short Circuit is the name of the movie.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, it is Short Circuit. What's even worse is I literally was just trying to regularly try to spell Johnny, and I have no idea how to do that.
It is him. Is his name Ben?
Yes.
Yeah, it is that guy. It's the bad guy from, I think. Yeah, it's the bad guy from,
Do not say Die Hard.
oh no. Hackers.
Interesting.
I don't think I ever saw Hackers.
I don't
Really?
either.
I don't think so.
Did you? You just had the email up of our script.
Oh.
That's him in Hackers.
Dude, I thought that picture was in your house,
Wait,
like
let me
in
do
a
that real quick
frame.
again, Mike? Sorry.
I thought you were showing us a framed picture of like that you had on the coffee table. It's like, how does he have a framed picture of him right now? Right now?
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I did see that movie.
With
And he-
Angelina Jolie.
And he's
Yeah.
obviously not an Indian dude in that movie.
Right.
Did you see the email from earlier? Was actually in the background. Like even if we remember, I called out earlier. I said that was scripted,
Yes.
and even if we didn't say it was, it just showed it in the background, dude. That's like our first Easter egg.
I know.
The little fucking Easter egg in the show.
Real quick, we didn't get a chance to talk too much about the wedding.
I don't think I've been on since then.
No.
I think
But-
he has though.
Maybe once.
No, he hasn't.
Huh?
Oh, I wasn't here. I wasn't on the show either.
That's right.
Yeah. Let's see.
Dude, does that brewery sell stuff bottled ever? Like, can you get it at local stores there or anything?
Bottled? I don't know. I see it on tap a lot of places. I don't know about bottled.
Because that
Never
peppercorn saison I had
That thing was great.
was
That
one
was
of
a
the
great
best
beer.
beers I've ever had.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so great. Which one did you like, Bill?
I like that one. I mean, they were all good. I probably actually only tried 3, maybe different ones, and I stopped at the peppercorn one. I think no, actually there was another one that was on the other menu. The peppercorn one was on the left, which was the regular menu, and then I went off the menu. I didn't know it, but I still stuck to my guns, and I was like,
Right.
fine, I'll pay for it. I don't care. I want to try it. And
Which you could have got for
remember
free
what it is.
later, right?
Oh, probably, but I was so dead set on it.
How
And
it worked out, Mike? After a certain time, you could go to the other side.
Yeah, I think after the first hour, once dinner
Yeah.
happened, then you could go to the
Yeah.
other side.
yeah, but the dude was so cool as hell. The guy that was serving me, he's like, the owner said, forget about it. It's on the house. And they served it in that nice glass and everything. He still gave it to me for free anyways. And I tried it. And I was like, oh, it was so worth it. Even if I paid for it, I didn't give a shit. If it was a $10 beer, I wanted to try it. And
Right.
that would be a $10 beer. That fucking
That
thing
was the
good.
perfect venue for at least me and Billy, and probably
Right.
some of your friends. That was awesome.
Yeah, it worked out well. I
Yeah.
think everybody enjoyed themselves. The beer was good.
Yeah,
People like that cider.
the
Yeah.
scenery, the
Scenery
visual
was nice. Yeah, the
fucking-
weather was good.
was unbelievable. I
Yeah.
haven't felt weather that good in forever. I mean, I live in
We
Florida.
plus
For
we're in
Christ's sake.
Florida, so we don't see any valleys like that.
Right.
Right.
Like, there's only like one place in Florida where there's even a valley even close to anything like that.
Yeah, it's New Smyrna when all the girls are wearing bikinis.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But yeah, that was very good. And what was the other thing I wanted to say? The dancing. We did
The
some good
dancing?
dancing.
Oh,
Did you get
you just talking about you, Jimmy?
What's that?
You just talking about you now? You just talking about yourself?
But no, it was weird because I'm like, afterwards I was like, I didn't even really spend that much time with Mike, you know?
I was bouncing around a lot.
I know, that's
How could you? It's a wedding. The people,
I know.
everybody's all over the place.
I
Right.
know. So I kind of just stuck with like Billy and Michael Bauer and
And
kind
you
of.
did a bad job at that too. I was trying to find you, and you were all over the fucking place. You're everywhere. Like, where the hell did Jimmy go?
I think I was just by myself the whole time.
Yeah, you did
Nice.
a real bad job of hanging out. Actually, you were probably the worst. Now that
I
I
didn't
think
see
about it.
anybody. I was actually in the cornfield dancing by myself, pissing all around.
We're playing with your cob.
Yes. Oh man.
Cornfield? There's no cornfields there, was there?
I don't know. Was it corn?
Corn? No, there was wine
Whatever.
vines and stuff on both sides.
On
Yeah,
the
that-
other side, near the catering tent, what was
Both.
in that little patch?
Both. The wine grapes.
Oh, over there too. Okay.
Yep. They're all that, like, from the parking lot this way was all grapes, and then, like, if this was the grapes here, like, over here, there was hops growing up the vines.
That's
Oh.
what I was thinking it was. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is what I meant to say a minute ago, actually. Which I'm not sure if I ever told Billy or if Billy knew. The guy who owned that brewery was an apprentice for Three Philosophers.
Are you
Gang.
sure?
Oh
Yeah,
my
oh
god.
my God. Are you sure that it's the owner and not just one of the brewmasters?
Brewmaster, I think. Actually.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it was one of the brewmasters.
Yes. He was an apprentice under the Omegang guy Omegang guys who make Three Philosophers.
Yep.
That was pretty awesome when I heard that. Did you hear that, Billy? Or no? Uncle Mike
Yeah,
told me.
the Oma Gang guy that did the guy that did the song Opa Gundam Style.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's why there were so many sexy ladies there.
I tried right after you said that. I was about to say I tried Three Philosophers.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, I did, and oh, no, maybe I'm thinking of Founders. I think there was a porter that I didn't like, but I'm not a big porter fan,
Right.
actually.
The only thing of Founders I've ever had is the all-day IPA. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. But they do have a Founders Porter that's actually one of their most famous, and it's, I don't know. I'm the same as Billy. I don't know anybody who is a huge porter fan, actually.
I really like porters, but only like one or two. I can't drink but I actually like a porter from time to time.
Over a stout?
It just depends. They're the same to me. It just depends on the mood I'm in.
Right.
But I like
think-
them equally.
Yeah.
I think some stouts actually. Maybe I'm confusing the wrong term for this.
stouts are heavier, even than porters, even.
Oh, they are. Yeah, but they do taste different though. Usually, don't they?
Yeah.
Can't they go from one they can actually have a different taste spectrum compared to even a porter,
Yeah.
right? Like could even taste lighter sometimes, even if they're darker.
Like Guinness is technically a stout, right?
No. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're actually lower in alcohol content. So they're like the beer itself, the liquid is thicker, but they're lower in hops and stuff like that. I don't know what exactly the process is, but they're usually a little lighter tasting, but darker, but thicker in my experience anyway.
On
And
the
that's what I was
stout
thinking.
you're talking about?
Yeah.
Because I had a stout that was like a 9%er, that Yeti thing.
Yes, I've seen those before too.
Yeah. I don't know. It's those porters. I don't know. I kind of got out of them. I was into them
Yeah.
for a little bit, and then
Yeah, I got out of that real
Yeah.
quick.
became too much of a drinker, and I don't want to just drink one or two
Yeah, you're
beers.
just like, I'll have an ale.
Yeah. I want
about
to drink
it.
like 5 ales and be good. 4 or 5 of them.
That Guinness Blonde I did not hate.
I
No.
didn't like it very much.
I actually got a 6-pack of it. I liked the first 2, and then I just drank the other ones like a regular beer after that. It wasn't anything amazing, but I didn't hate it. But I probably won't
There's a
buy
Guinness
it again.
IPA now too.
I would if between
A
the
what?
two. Like,
A Guinness IPA now too.
Oh, really?
really.
Yeah, which I didn't try, but I don't
I'm
know.
still kind of shocked they're doing that because they always stuck out as something different, anyways. As it is, they still
Right.
stuck out as
But they
something
weren't
different.
different anymore.
Right. That's the thing.
I still think that Guinness fans would say, "Give me a Guinness," and it still is gonna have that flavor regardless of what you drink that night.
It's like you and me being like, well, a Bud, whatever, Yingling fan,
Hmm.
and then branching off into more stuff. It's like a Guinness fan went into different stouts,
I think that's true, but I think most people that have drank Guinness for like 10 years, if they go to a bar and there's Guinness, they're going to drink Guinness. If they go to a bar and there's another kind of stout that's not, and no Guinness, they'll drink that. But I think to some extent, I think real hardcore Guinness people are staying with Guinness. Like, I feel like it's like its own little religion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little different than like Yingling.
Yeah.
But I still know people that drink, like Jesse's friend Greg. Like, that's always been his go-to beer when he goes to the store. And maybe that's because he doesn't drink beer that often. So when he does, he just gets what he knows. But
Right. I don't know. Now when I taste Guinness, it's so like such a watered down stout to me. I don't know.
how do you have it?
Just however comes out of the tap.
Because it makes a huge difference if the people serve it how you're supposed to serve it.
Right. Well, yeah.
And-
Most
and how
places
much-
do that.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference. I still think it tastes good.
Yeah.
But the reason it doesn't taste, it tastes a little watered down is because, like I said, there's almost no alcohol in there. It's like
I know.
4.5. It might even not be 4, maybe 4 even or something. It's really low.
Yeah.
You gotta mix it with diesel.
Hints of like the coffee and stuff, I don't really pick up as much as the ones that are. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people think it's overly coffee flavored or something. If it's something different.
Yeah, maybe.
You should try gas and tan.
Oh yeah, gas in time.
Yeah, gas and tan. Oh,
No.
there's Elwood's annual show wine.
Nice.
Oh,
There's one where you ever have I went to this peninsula once, and they had a Yucatan.
Hmm.
I don't know if Bill.
Is it supposed to be a joke or?
I don't know. Michael gets it a little bit at least.
All right, so you go to a
I know
peninsula.
why it's a joke.
Because there's a thing called the Yucatan Peninsula, Billy.
Okay, I just thought you were saying you go to the beach and you get a tan, like there's a tan
No,
joke.
no.
in
There's
there.
there's like a.
You can
Is
tan.
it a fruit? A yucca?
Uh,
Or is it
Or is it a vegetable? What is it though?
a vegetable?
A yucca or yucca? I can't remember.
I've never heard of either.
Oh.
It's okay. You might as well make as much noise as you want now that
Well,
the
I
door
think it's in
opened.
Spanish, so maybe you haven't heard of it. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
I was
why.
gonna say, the closest thing I know is like short for ukulele. People call it a uke. That's probably
Yeah,
that's
no.
that's the closest thing I got.
I might just be way off.
Could be.
I don't even know what I'm thinking of. What am I thinking of?
There's a yucca or a yucca. I think it might be like well, I know that it's a plant of some sort, but I don't know if it fruits.
Is it with a J or something?
It's like YUCCA or something like that.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
You ever been down to the YUCCA? It's fun to stay at the YUCCA.
I knew that was coming. All right, I gotta head out.
On that
It's some kind of
horrible-
plant or some shit.
Yeah.
How to
We'll know
cook
it
you?
again.
Oh, it's a root. That's what it is. It's a root. So actually, it makes sense. It'd be in a beer.
root
It's a-
beer. Definitely.
Yeah, yucca. So a Yucatan beer.
Nice.
Anyways,
Not your father's yucca.
see you, Mike.
All right,
We're,
see you guys.
gonna,
Later, Mike.
probably end the show in a minute here, anyways. So.
All right.
All right. See you. Thanks for joining.
Yep.
Later.
later. So yeah, good call with the YUCCA. I forgot how to spell it. For some reason, I thought it was YUKA.
Oh man, my armpits itching. I washed them this morning, and
gosh.
also
Just end it. You're done with life. Just end it. Just go
Man
with
bun?
it. Your armpits stink.
Man bun.
Your shirt's ripped. Oh man!
I need a clip-on give a shit, like a sign that just says "I still give a shit," and then clip it on.
I wish I had the shotgun outro. Oh yeah.
News junkie.
Yeah.
I'll never not. And as speaking of plugs, real radio plugs, although he's not really on real radio anymore.
Besides Russ's hair plugs.
Russ's hair plugs, very nice.
Yes.
Tuttle tweeted, the hell was it? He had a good point here. He's like, he never remembers Christmas trees being in the fictional, part of the fictional stories in the Bible. Is based, so obviously he's saying his opinion is he thinks it's fiction.
What's that? Christmas trees?
Yeah, because here's the thing. He was talking about, I think he was talking about
German thing too. Christmas trees came from Germany too, actually.
So they're just pine trees, right? So it's not really that big of an invention. So much for German engineering.
Right, but they were the first ones to like take them down and put candles on them or some shit.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the Christmas tree.
Yeah. Which is weird to put a fucking candle on a tree.
On a tree, yeah. Seems kind of crazy. But he's talking about Starbucks taking the Christmas trees off the cups and making them red. So people were offended that they weren't in the Christmas spirit or gave a shit about Christmas, and they go to like some religious bullshit about the Christmas tree coming off.
Right.
And he's like, I don't remember, the tweet was, I don't remember there being any Christmas trees in the fictional book, the Bible, you know? So, yeah, really, why would anybody be offended about a Christmas tree at all?
Right. Exactly.
If you're religious or not, whether it's there.
We'll end it on that note, and I'm going to run and take a piss while I'm ending it. You
sound like you're progressively getting very sick.
I know. What's up with my nose? It's getting so stuffed. Because it's getting pretty late, but either way, I'm going to take a piss real quick.
All right. Obviously, when it gets later, people get sick. That's basically what I think was being said there. Well, I might as well talk to you since the show's not ended yet, but... Did you go to Publix? No. Oh, yeah, that's yours, but it's fish, so I don't know. It was from this afternoon. This food talk break is brought to you by a Semi-Useless Show every Tuesday, 7:30. I don't know. Maybe we could talk about it after the show. Well, then eat it and get sick then. Get insta-sick. I don't think that you should, over 5 minutes, take that risk. This argument brought to you by a Semi-Useless Show. There's Pop-Tarts and Tombstone pizzas.
Breakfast or dinner of champions.
Yeah, no kidding. You know what I did though? I did. I know it's shitty aftermath, but I want to talk food thing real quick.
All right.
I made a killer dessert one time that was. What the fuck's going on out there? I made it. Now she's gonna tell me what's going on. I made a dessert that was just awesome. It was Krispy Kreme donuts glaze with the chocolate glaze on it, which are my favorite Krispy Kreme donuts.
Right.
I took a cinnamon. What are those Pop-Tarts that have the cinnamon glaze on them? Cinnamon and something else, or is it just a cinnamon Pop-Tart with glaze? Cinnamon. Oh, here, give me that. Give me that. This. I read it this morning, and then I left it on Nicole's Kindle, and that's the first thing she saw was the man buns.
Nice.
And this is the one I was talking about before. I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's terrible.
The whole show is about man buns, basically, Nicole. You should watch the show sometime. Yeah, see, my own wife doesn't like the show. As do anybody's wives probably don't like it. I wonder If it's the Hitler baby.
Yeah.
Maybe
That
that's
doesn't
why.
help.
No, it definitely
Doesn't
doesn't help. What about a clip-on Hitler stash? I bet you those would sell more than the clip-on man buns.
No.
No,
Nobody would
just
buy
a
that.
simple no. So, anyways, dessert of the day. Now that we're done talking about German engineering, Hitler
Yeah.
stash, which you said was because he wanted to put a gas mask on, all that
And have
kind
a
of
good
shit.
seal.
Yeah, have a good seal.
Yeah. He wanted to be kissed from a rose.
I was thinking more like he raised seals and had his way with them.
No,
So
I
he
was
got a
thinking
good seal.
straight up seal, like,
He wanted a kiss from the rose.
yeah.
So, yeah, Krispy Kreme donut, glaze.
Speaking of seal, crispy, which I don't know if that's a burn on his face or not. I'm
Oh,
going real bad. That's bad. Just move on.
you're saying that seal is crispy, is what you're saying.
No, well, I meant because of the burn. Doesn't he
got
have burns on his face?
I'm not sure. Are those burns? What are those things?
I don't know. That's what I thought. I thought he got burnt.
His rap name is Mr. Burns.
Yeah, there we go. All right, move on.
So, Krispy Kreme donut, glaze, chocolate glaze,
Yeah.
chocolate glaze on top.
Yeah.
Crumble up a glazed cinnamon Pop-Tart to the finest powder.
Right.
Sprinkle it on top.
Right.
But not before you take caramel, Hershey's caramel, and stream it across in a zigzag pattern.
Is it caramel or caramel?
It's one of the two. One of them is better than the other one. It's probably the one that
caramel's better.
It probably is. It could be. When I think of caramel, I think of the little squares. Those are caramel. And to me, caramel is anything that comes out. And you know those little squares, those little caramel squares or caramel squares? They're nasty, but...
Whenever I think caramel, I think the stuff you dip apples into.
True. But it's the same thing. Zigzag. Crumble up the Pop-Tart, the finest powder. That's how it has to be done, in the finest powder. And then just sprinkle it on. Put it in the microwave 1 minute. Fork that shit.
A whole minute?
A whole minute, because it's nice and warm.
30 seconds.
I'm telling you a minute, because the whole donut
messed up, dude.
The whole donut gets gooey.
Microwave for a minute would be bad. It'd be burning in my microwave.
It's my minute, I guess, is what it would be.
30 seconds. 32 seconds, probably.
Maybe. I'm not sure. It depends. Warm enough to where you'd want to warm up a cup of coffee hot if you were to re-warm it up. And it's real gooey, and you just... But it's not too gooey to where the fork doesn't go through it. It's a perfect texture when it's warm like that. And then you get the caramel. And you don't even have to worry about swirling around the caramel. You just got to just vigorously put that caramel on there. I'm telling you, it's a good dessert. Real quick. You start off by buying a half a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. You can't go wrong, even if as long as you like Krispy Kreme glazed, chocolate glazed donuts. If you don't like the dessert, which would be completely impossible, it's my favorite dessert now, and I fucking created it. And I'm not usually too proud of things, but I am proud of that. I'm also not proud of you just dying of sickness right now, and I'm thinking of caramel and your nose dripping. Yeah.
Oh, it's just dripping all over. It drips into my mustache. That's the worst part. I've been getting into these sneezing fits too, where I sneeze like 12 times in a row, and it's just bubbling and all in my mustache.
That's worse than the girl that sneezes 1,000.
I gotta go take a shower.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Shitting in the shower. Do you think that'll ever happen? Ever? Like a wide enough hole, just drain it down, just close the lid.
You're standing in it, even with the little bit of water, you're standing in it.
I'm trying to do a shitty aftermath here and with a little shit topic, but are you sure? Why don't we just have a toilet in the shower?
In the shower.
Yeah. Why wouldn't we do that? Is there any other shit you wanted to talk about?
Have you ever known you were going to take a shower after shit and not wiped because of it?
sometimes. Well, wait a minute. A shower after a shower. Oh, and then get right in the shower. Absolutely.
Yeah. And do
Absolutely.
you ever wipe?
Well, I do. Yeah, I
Sometimes
wipe.
out of habit. No, I'm talking about if you know you're about to go into the shower. Never wipe.
If I know I'm going in the shower, when the other bathroom was working, when I go in the shower, I turn the shower on first. If I know it's going to be a slider,
Right.
it's in a slider,
Right.
and so then I'll just jump right in there and I just jet that shit. Benny and the Jets.
They talking about right on your beehole?
Right on the beehole. Like, there's no hair left probably, which makes it better for the next wipe.
Right. Which is very true. If I was to ever get laser on anything, it would be right around my butthole.
Yeah. Laser beehole is your new rap name. Laser beehole.
All right, we're gonna end this.
You're just gonna get sick and die. This is your last show.
Yes, last show ever.
I'm the new host.
You're done with life. You're done with life. I'm sick from life.
Literally a Billabong shirt from when I was, who knows, 15.
Were you a fan of Billabong because your name is Bill?
No, see, that actually was bad for me because I liked Billabong and I was like, this could be a thing because my name is Bill. But I was like, there's bong in the word and nobody ever really said anything about that.
Right.
And I'm sure a couple people may have said Billy Bong.
Right.
Possibly.
Like sometimes I drink Mountain Dew. I'm okay with that, but I never owned a mountain bike because I don't want people to be like, oh,
yeah,
mountain bike.
Right. What if your name was Scooter? That would be even worse.
What if your name was Lamborghini?
I'd be like, it would be so bad driving around a Saturn if your name was Lamborghini.
Right.
Like your aspirations would have to be so high. You'd have to be like, thanks, mom.
You got to go for Ferrari,
thanks.
right?
Yeah. That car that they buy you, that would be great. But if you get out of high school, all right, mom, my first car, I do not want it to be a Saturn. It's got to be a Lamborghini. You know we're not off the air yet, right? I mean, I've given up in life, but I'm not wiping my snot on my sleeves.
I gotta do what I gotta do, man. It's bad.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Would you rather have it on my sleeve or in my mustache?
I would rather not have it on the show.
It's dripping. It's like about to drip. If I don't catch it, I gotta wipe it on the sleeve.
Is it true that if you're climbing up a ladder and you feel something splatter, it's diarrhea?
No, I'm pretty sure if you're climbing out the pool and you feel something cool, which is the worst. Isn't that the worst diarrhea one ever?
That's pretty bad.
Before, right? Well, why would you feel something cool? Isn't it warm diarrhea?
That's not even funny anymore. That's immediately go to the hospital if you're diarrheaing cold poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no good.
You're already in the pool, so everything should feel cool.
Nobody likes a warm Slurpee. Nobody likes a cool diarrhea.
But you're in the pool. It should be cool, right? It should already be cool.
Your stool should not be cool.
But you're in the pool. That's what I'm saying. Everything's cool in the pool.
Oh, you're cool, like even while you're shitting yourself. You mean like cool, like a stature thing? Like even while you're shitting yourself, you're still cool.
No. I'm saying it's a bad joke because you're already in the pool. You're cooled off because you're in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
So if you feel something cool, it should just be the pool water. That doesn't mean it's diarrhea at all. No,
it shouldn't.
Right.
It shouldn't mean that.
That's what I'm saying. That's the worst one ever. Whoever came up with that one, whoever came up with the ladder splatter, good guy. I'd like to meet him.
Yeah.
The cool guy? I don't even want to know him.
No.
He should be done with life.
He should be. Just like me.
What's the best one? What is the best one ever? Is it the ladder splatter?
Actually, my favorite things were not the poop ones. It was, do you remember do your balls hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Do you tie them in a knot? Do you tie them in a bow? Do you throw them over your shoulder like a Continental Soldier? Is that what
Yeah.
it is?
Yeah.
Do your balls hang low? Well, we
Or
made new ones up. Huh?
boobs. Do your boobs hang low?
It doesn't
Yeah.
seem as good, though. You know what I mean? Like, you just throw your balls over your shoulder. It seems funnier.
I don't know. Boobs over the shoulder would be cool too.
But I had a new one, and
Yeah.
by new I mean I came up with it 10 years ago, and now I'm going to tell it to you today. It's do your balls hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Do you chop them when you mow? Do they drag against the cactus while you're playing baseball practice? Does your balls hang low?
These nuts. Got me.
Who to be?
Could be.